There's something that Joao Fonseca does on his forehand technique that allows him to hit the ball so incredibly hard. Let's go through the analysis of his forehand, and then I'll show you how you can practice it at home. Now, first, this video is courtesy of Court Level Tennis on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to their awesome channel. I've put their link in the description below. Now, the first thing to check with Joao's forehand is the grip. Let me show you the grip that he uses. And there's actually no name for the grip that he uses because he doesn't put the base knuckle and the heel pad on the same panel. So here, when it comes to the racket, you always count clockwise if you're right-handed. This is panel 1, panel 2, panel 3, panel 4, and panel 5. He places his knuckle on the corner between panels 4 and 5 and his heel pad on panel 4. So his heel pad is a semi-western, panel 4, but his knuckle is more extreme, closer to a full western. Now, his prep and leading up to contact is pretty standard issue. You'll see, obviously, he's got a split step, prepares with both hands, lifting the racket up, tip of the racket is pointing up over the net. As the racket drops, the strings start pointing back at the bottom of the back fence behind him. Very, again, standard issue based on the grip that he uses and the style of his swing. Keeping that left hand on the throat of the racket naturally tilts the racket pointing up over the net, the tip of the racket pointing up over the net. You can see that his hand is around shoulder level, or kind of like neck level, which is I'm a big fan of. You just got to make sure that when you do that, that your back elbow is up. Otherwise, if your elbow drops, then the racket's going to be back here and the strings are going to be open. And I definitely would not recommend that. It's going to be very difficult to control your shot. You can see as the racket drops, this is cool, right? Watch this. As he drops the racket, his left hand clears out of the way. Watch this. Look at this relationship. As the racket drops, the left hand clears out of the way. And that's not just body rotation. He's not just rotating the body to move that left arm. That is a separate movement, especially initially. And you can see that. Look at his left hand moving right here, and his chest is not rotating. Look at that. There's no body rotation with his chest as that left hand starts to move. So that's an independent movement. That's kind of a catalyst to clear the way for the shoulders and hips to rotate. You'll see that as the racket drops, the hand comes forward, and since the racket is in front of the hand, then the racket flips. And the racket goes then behind his hand with a nice lag. At this moment, he's got the butt cap pointing at the ball. Strings are closed. This is critical. Please look for this on all your ground strokes, your topspin ground strokes, that you're closing the racket face. That can be partly induced because of just the grip naturally. If you have a severe enough grip, your racket's going to close naturally. But even with an Eastern forehand, you've got to tilt the racket down manually to make sure that you can get topspin. Just take a look at Roger Federer. But here is where we start to see something very interesting with his upper body. You'll notice, by the way, he's got a bent arm. So when people tell you got to have the arm straight at contact, don't believe them because you don't. It's kind of like saying, you've got to be a two-handed backhand. No, you don't. You can be a one-hander. You can have your arm bent. You can have an arm straight at contact. You can be a two-hander. You can be a one-hander. It's all your choice, what feels natural to you. I like my arm bent at contact. But let's start looking at his body rotation. Because what you notice with him is he has a set rate of body rotation. So here we can see partly his chest right here. And then he rotates and now we see his back. Like his chest is basically facing the opponent, right? Especially his shoulders are very square to the net. Well, as he's rotating to contact, he's rotating at a certain rate. And that rate slows down after contact. And we can measure this with a timer. So let's put a timer down. And we're going to measure two things. We're going to go before contact and we're going to go after contact. All right. So let's measure before contact, 0.25 seconds. So let's go to a quarter of a second. And what we're going to look at is his shoulder rotation. How much rotation he has in his shoulders until contact from this moment right here. And that's in a quarter of a second. So prior to contact, we can see where he is with his chest. We can see his left shoulder slightly more than his right shoulder here. So his chest is slightly back. So he's a little more than 90 degrees closed. And, rotating the body initially. And now his shoulders are basically square to the opponent. So that's about 100 degrees of rotation from here. It's like right here to there. about 100 degrees. And again, he did that in 0.25 seconds. So now, let me write that again. There we go. So now let's do another 0.25 seconds. And from here, and see if he is rotating the same amount. And you can see he is not. So his upper body, especially his shoulders, maybe 50 degrees past square to the net, maybe 60 degrees, but certainly, so we're going to say 50 or 60 degrees, somewhere in there. That is obviously less rotation after he hit the ball than before he contacted in the same amount of time, which means what? His body rotation slowed down. When he struck the ball, he very abruptly stopped not stopped, but slowed down the body rotation. And guess what that does? It accelerates the racket. When you are rotating and you stop your body or slow your body down, the arm can go faster. And he does the exact same thing over here. He rotates the body, and you can see that. Look at his shoulders. Look at his shoulders. And we can even use that same amount of time or a similar amount of time. Let's see. So there we go, 0.2. Let's use 0.2 seconds. So in 0.2 seconds, he has that much shoulder rotation. Okay? So now let's do another 0.2. Look at that. Barely rotates after contact. When the pros, especially the hardest hitting pros, Rublev, I made a video on this exact idea. When the pros hit their absolute hardest, what you will often see, especially the ones who are savvy with it, they'll rotate quickly with their body until contact, but then stop the body's rotation. This is exactly what you want to do on your serve. You stop the body's rotation to help accelerate the hitting arm. It's no different. When they stop the body's rotation, the hitting arm accelerates. Now, to help me demonstrate this, I've got the TopspinPro here. Get your own. The link is in the description. I'm going to pin it in the first comment as well. What's nice about the TopspinPro is you can have the top shield on to promote more of an upward swing, but if you want to hit through the ball more, just take the top shield off. It's really simple. So you can go through the ball rather than so much up. Here's how this works. Of course, you're going to turn with both hands. As the racket drops, you're going to clear the non-hitting hand. Those two movements have to happen in tandem. And when you clear that non-hitting hand, it clears the path for the body to rotate. Here's the idea. You're going to rotate to contact, but then feel like your body stops rotating at that point. That's the swing thought that you have to have. Rotate to contact, but then no more. And what you end up feeling is the moment you stop, the arm just accelerates. If you're the type of player who's trying to continue rotating with your body, that your shoulders rotate to contact and just keep rotating with the same rate, you will simply not hit the ball as hard. This explains why Fonseca is able to hit the ball so hard, because you look at some pros and they do not stop their body as abruptly as Rublev or Fonseca here. So go out and practice this idea. If you got a TopspinPro, obviously take the top shield off so you can go more through it, but work on this concept. You are going to crush your forehands once you develop this technique. Now, if you're tired of lugging around your old and outdated ball machine, then just make your tennis friends jealous and get the Proton Ball Machine by Hydrogen Sports. And right now you can get free shipping in the USA when you use my link. It's in the description. You'll find it in the first comment. You'll also see it on the screen at the end of this video. The Proton is fully programmable using its intuitive app. In fact, you control it using your smartphone or watch. It holds up to 100 balls and weighs less than 20 pounds. To see how truly amazing this ball machine is, and to get free shipping when you order one, be sure to use my link. Now, before I share that link with you, if you're looking for new practice partners in your local area, maybe you want to find stronger opponents to play singles and doubles against, or you want to find a great coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then check out PlayYourCourt. It's a database of players and coaches in your local area, so you can contact them and start playing more tennis today. Check out PlayYourCourt. You're going to love it. So click right there to check out the Proton Ball Machine, and with that link, you're given a coupon code for free shipping. To crush your forehand, develop the ability to rotate to contact, and then stop just as you're hitting to accelerate the arm. If you do, there's no doubt.
you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.